In this video, we're going to go over Lift's lineup for the Surf V2 wings and their appropriate uses. Okay, before we get going here on the video, I just want to take some time and talk about Lift in general. I've been riding Lift for years. Wasn't my very first Hydrofoil, but one of my first back in like 2012. They've changed and improved immensely over the years. One thing about Lift products are their wings are interchangeable between the Efoils and their standard foils. So, if you have an Efoil, you can get a wing set for that. And then you can also Wingfoil on the same wing set, kite foil on the same wing set, wake foil, everything. They're interchangeable, which is awesome. There's no fuselage at all. So, when you're comparing pricing to like Armstrong or Moses or something, you're saving about $300 or more because you're only buying the front wing, the rear wing, and the mast. And the front and rear wing kind of come together in that shim to create the fuselage. The length of the whole assembly changes because of this fact. So if you have a large front wing and a large rear wing, it's going to have a longer fuselage. And the assumption being that you're going to be traveling slower, so you need a larger, longer fuselage to have more stability at that slow speed. If you have a small front wing and a small rear wing, everything's shorter. Assuming you're traveling faster, you don't need nearly the leverage there for stability. Finally, it's the lightest and the stiffest on the market. So, their carbon assembly and manufacturing is second to none. They do a very good job. When they started out, it was back like I said, 2012. I mean, it was touch and go, but it's been a long time, and they've really improved. Their products now are, the best in the industry. So just wanted to say that kind of leading into this review video. I have the new Lift Surf V2 300, which is on my wing foiling board. I was out on this today, actually, on Lake Whatcom. Really light and variable. I was on a big Crosswing 7-meter wing, and this is my first time on this 300, and I have to say it was awesome, right? Really impressed, actually. It's still wet. A lot of area, relatively thin actually, so good penetration, pretty fast for its size. People see the biggest size in a series like this and they say, oh well, it's gonna be super duper slow, and that's just not the case anymore. These big thin wings, it was blowing maybe like 0 were the lulls, and then it was maybe like 13 miles an hour, 14 miles an hour or so. I had no trouble planing up and then staying up, and what I was really impressed with was the penetration, the speed, the overall like high speed. I was hitting some waves and going downwind, and on some of the older higher aspect wings actually for Lift, like specifically the 250 high aspect is what I used to wing on. I get oversped on that often, and dropping the rear wing down on that one was okay to help that out a bit, but it was an issue. With the 300, no problem, so I'd recommend it to anybody looking for a low speed wing that's really fun, super dynamic, right? So I have the 48 tail on here, and it's the V2 Surf tail, which is going to have a different length shaft. These are longer, so it's going to be more stable than the old ones. And Lift makes a lot of rear wings. It's actually kind of confusing even for us. And what I've learned is you pretty much can put the 48 on anything, and that goes for like, the 200. Put the 48 on it. It works great. It's just going to give you a little more stability. It's not as dynamic to get up, but I tell you what, if you're pumping when you're up, you got that nice long glide with the big rear wing. It's super nice. So in summary, for the Lift Surf V2 300, great for wing foiling, great for SUP foiling, good for low speed surfing, and then great for like light wind wing foiling. Excellent for wing foiling. It's my #1 choice. Don't have to be big. You just need to want to get out in light winds or really small swell. And the best thing about it is it has a great speed range, real low end pickup to get up, and then once you're up, you have a large kind of wind speed, high and low, to enjoy while you're winging, which makes it really easy. It pairs well with the 48 Surf V2 rear wing or the 38 Surf V2 rear wing if you want a little bit more pitch dynamic feel. Next up is the Surf V2 250. This is our go-to wing, kind of an all-around for wing foiling for new guys, and light wind for wing foiling for even experienced guys, and then great on the Efoil, especially in the bigger sizes, or if you guys want a wing that is really easy to get up on and a relatively slow speed to make things easier for people visually. It's not as scary when you're going slow. This is the one. This replaced the 250 high aspect because going from the classic to the Surf V2, they made it a lot higher aspect. So this is actually very similar to the old 250 high aspects. They actually discontinued that, and now it's just the 250 Surf V2. This is one of our shop favorites for the Wingfoil, and as well as the Efoil. And this is the main move if you're going to be surfing on the Efoil. The Surf V2 250 makes it easy to kind of tow yourself into swell and surf those waves, even without a folding prop. If you take that shroud off, you can get on those waves and really get after it. It's great. The 250 Surf V2 front wing pairs nice with the 48 rear, as we talked about in the last section. And then the 38 rear is also great if you want a little bit more pitch instability for pumping. Next is the Surf V2 200. I have this on the Efoil here in the video. That's my preferred Efoil wing. It's a nice combo for speed. You can see I have it on the 38 V2 Surf rear wing, which gives me a little bit more pitch dynamic feel, which is great on the Efoil. Here I am on my Wingfoil, and I have the 200 on, and I'm using the 48 rear. And that's my main move for wing foiling. Just because you don't do a lot of pitchy movements on the Wingfoil, I find. You kind of pump to get up, and then once you're up, you really want that pitch stability. And even the 48, it's you're not locked in. I mean, you can still move it, but so the V2 Surf 200 is pretty fast. It's a fast wing, so if you have a bunch of power and you really want to carve and bank and feel that stability that comes with going fast, the 200 is a really nice upgrade wing from like the 250 or the 300. I wouldn't recommend it for people in lighter winds until they get some skills, but it's a great add-on. One of the things that's awesome, we're kind of talking about in this video about the lift, the whole lift concept is, you can use the same wings on your Efoil as your Wingfoil and your kite foil and your wake foil, and they're all the same. And by the way, they make the most high performance foils on the market. That's why Kai Lenny rides this stuff. It's just awesome. So if you want to get crazy, you go with the high aspect 120, for surfing and wing foiling and, light your hair on fire. Or you can go with the 300 Surf V2 and low and slow and chill style. There's a lot of options across the board. So on to the Surf V2 150. The 150 is kind of where the speed starts in terms of the Surf V2 wings. The 150, the 100, and the 60 are all faster wings. It really changes from the 200 down to the 150. So this is the wing that people get with the smaller sizes of the Efoil who want to really feel that speed and go fast. You see Nick there just tearing it up. The 150 is going to be great paired with a 38 down to even a 25 rear wing to get that real dynamic, pumpy feel on the pitch instability. But then again, you can put it, all the way up with the 48, and it works great. If you're going to be winging on it, I'd suggest a bigger wing for winging. It makes it easier to kind of have that long glide. The 150 is also a great free ride kite foiling wing. You can do a bit of kite foil surfing on it as well. Great on the kite. So the Surf V2 100 is the smallest wing that people actually buy and ride. The 60 is technically the smallest wing. I don't know a lot of guys who ride that. It's really little. Even the 100 is super fast. So great on a kite. Super fun on the Efoil. I never actually tried it on the Efoil. I bet it's blazing fast. You can probably get 40 minutes of battery time with the 100 on an Efoil. And then as far as surfing or winging, I think you'd be better off going with something like a high aspect 120 just for the efficiency at that speed. Going fast is inefficient. Going fast is very inefficient unless you have a very efficient wing. So I think the 100 is probably best suited for kite foiling as a free ride kind of performance kite foil wing. You're going to want to pair this with any of the smaller rear wings so you have that nice short fuselage span. So that's kind of the video. If you guys have questions about specific wings, mast sizes, Efoils, winging, kiting, any of that stuff in regards to lift, we are the lift experts. We all ride this stuff and sell a ton of it. So you can hit us up either via phone at our phone number 281-508-6485 or email sales@houstonkiteboarding.com, or just check us out online, houstonkiteboarding.com. Our inventory is correct online for the most part, so if we have it, we can ship it to you, no problem. Want to make a quick shout out to our clients and customers. We have the best clients in the business. We wouldn't be able to do this without you guys, so thank you for supporting us over the years and being so awesome to us when there's delays in shipping and issues with an address change and all that kind of stuff. We really appreciate it. Thank you.